You might know me from my album, Brat, but don't worry if you don't. There is nothing wrong with being straight.
Role Model brought out Charli XCX tonight on SNL during his performance of Sally When the Wine Comes Out. In case you don't know, every time he performs the song, he brings out a special girl on stage to play Sally. And Charli came out tonight wearing a shirt that says Kansas City on it. Some people are freaking out, but don't jump to conclusions just yet. It looks like she might have borrowed the shirt from Role Model because he was wearing the shirt in an SNL promo. Also, the shirt says Max's Kansas City, which was actually an old bar in New York. It was a hot spot in New York City from the 1960s to the 1980s where a lot of rock stars would hang out. Also, Role Model's 2024 album is called Kansas Anymore. So I did see some Taylor Swift fans freaking out thinking that Charli wore this shirt to shade Taylor Swift, you know, because Taylor's fiance Travis Kelce plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And maybe that was part of it, but again, Max's Kansas City was an old bar in New York. Role Model, whose real name is Tucker, wore the shirt first, and his album from last year was called Kansas Anymore.
October 11th, 2025. Charli XCX walks onto the SNL stage wearing this shirt, and the internet exploded because just days earlier, Taylor Swift dropped a song that fans are calling the most passive-aggressive track of her career, a song many believe is aimed directly at Charli. Was this shirt a coincidence or the messiest celebrity clapback of 2025? I'm about to break down everything you missed. And trust me, this goes way deeper than you think. Let's set the scene. Saturday Night Live, October 11th, 2025. Role Model is the musical guest. Everything seems normal until the second performance. Out walks Charli XCX, unannounced, unexpected, wearing a black t-shirt that says Max's Kansas City. Now, most people watching at home probably thought, okay, cool shirt. But Swifties, they saw something completely different. Because to them, Kansas City means one thing: Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end. And within minutes, Twitter was on fire. Did Charli just wear a Kansas City shirt to troll Taylor? This is the pettiest thing I've ever seen, and I'm here for it. Charli really chose violence tonight. But here's where it gets interesting. That shirt, it's not actually about Kansas City, Missouri, or the Chiefs, or Travis Kelce. It's about something completely different. But that didn't stop the internet from losing its mind. Max's Kansas City was a legendary nightclub in New York City during the 1970s. Andy Warhol hung out there, David Bowie performed there. It was the spot for the underground art and music scene. Role Model, the actual SNL musical guest that night, had been wearing this exact shirt in promotional photos all week. Charli was literally just matching the aesthetic. So was this whole thing just a massive coincidence? Fans reading too much into a vintage band tee? Maybe. But here's what you need to understand. In celebrity culture, nothing is accidental, especially not when there's already beef simmering. And the beef between Charli XCX and Taylor Swift, it's been brewing for over a year. To understand why this shirt moment matters, we need to go back to where this all started. June 2024, Charli XCX releases her album Brat, and one track immediately catches attention. Sympathy Is a Knife. The song describes feeling insecure around another woman in the industry, a woman who's more successful, more beloved, more everything. Fans immediately speculated this was about Taylor Swift, and honestly, the clues were everywhere. First, Charli's husband is George Daniel, the drummer for the 1975. And in 2023, Taylor Swift briefly dated the 1975's frontman, Matty Healy. That connection alone had people talking. Second, there were rumors, never confirmed, that Charli was supposed to open for Taylor's Eras Tour, but got passed over. Third, the timeline. The feelings described in the song matched up perfectly with when Taylor was dominating every headline, every chart, every conversation. The song talks about feeling invisible next to someone who seems to have it all, about the exhaustion of constantly being compared, about wondering if you'll ever measure up. Charli never confirmed the song was about Taylor, but she also never denied it. And then Taylor responded.
Fast forward to 2025. Taylor Swift drops a new song, actually romantic. And if Sympathy Is a Knife was subtle, this was a sledgehammer. The song explores the idea of someone who craves attention so badly they'll interpret even criticism as affection, someone who mistakes being talked about for being loved. The key line that everyone's talking about, it suggests that accepting negative attention as love is actually pretty romantic if you really think about it. Swifties went wild. They saw it as Taylor saying, "You wrote a whole song about being jealous of me? That's actually kinda sad." But it gets even more pointed. The song also touches on themes of authenticity versus performance, of people who craft entire personas for attention, of the difference between being genuinely yourself and playing a character. Many fans interpreted this as Taylor calling out Charli's entire brat persona, the messy, chaotic party girl aesthetic, as performative, as trying too hard. Now, did Taylor explicitly say this was about Charli? No, but the internet doesn't need confirmation. The internet connects dots. And just days after Actually Romantic drops, Charli shows up